Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Look what Max sent me in the mail. This box is literally bigger than my head and it is their new maximalist lipsticks. And in this video we're gonna try them all together while I rank all past jobs I work and talk about them. I feel like before we start though, we need to take a moment of appreciation for the packaging because I just opened this for the first time and oh my god, like this is so good. Okay, I'm gonna start with their classic shades, the ones that are at the top. So the first one is Heroin. By the way, I don't have anything on my lips right now and I'm gonna be wiping it off after every step. But yeah, let's get talking about jobs I've worked in the past. So Heroin is the purple one. I don't know why I decided to go with the purple one first. But when I first moved to Canada when I was 17, the first job I ever worked was in retail at Forever 21. And I feel like it's gonna be hard talking and putting this on my lips at the same time, but I'm gonna try. So yeah, the first job I worked was in retail at Forever 21 and I would rate it like a 5 out of 10. 5, not lower, just because the location I worked at was a hot spot for thieves. And it was entertaining, to say the least. Like, there was a lot of action going on. I worked 2 other retail jobs around that period. The other one was in American Eagle. And then I also worked at Abercrombie in the mall during its flop era. I would say American Eagle and Abercrombie though were more like a 4 out of 10 just because there wasn't that much action happening at those locations. Okay, this is shade Heroin. I definitely had Heroin in its original matte formula when I was in like high school. I'm really liking this new formula. It's more hydrating and it feels like a satin kind of lipstick, which is super nice. Heroin, purple one. Wiping the lipstick now with a makeup wipe before we get into the next one. I feel like I've worked so many different jobs, like this video is gonna be long. It's good though, because we have so many lipstick shades to go through. I forgot that purple lipstick kind of stains your lips, so I feel like this one is gonna be hard to get off. And I'm really like trying to not mess up the rest of my makeup when I'm taking them off. Okay, shade number 2 is the iconic Ruby Woo in the Maximalist formula. I feel like Ruby Woo is my all-time favorite like red lipstick. It just matches my skin tone so well. And I recently found out that I'm cool toned, so these like cool tone red lipsticks always look so good on me. I worked at a sushi restaurant when I was in college. That's like my second era of jobs. I feel like I went from retail to restaurant work. My job was to literally press the sushi rice in the machine. It's funny, like it was a traditional like sushi restaurant because I live in a very like predominantly like Asian majority kind of area, and when I went to college there was just a lot of like Asian restaurants in the area as well, and like everyone that was working at the sushi restaurant was like literally an old Asian auntie, and then there was me pressing the rice. But, like I thought that it was all like manually made and it was not like automated with machines, which was kind of fascinating to know that information. I would rank working at a sushi restaurant as like maybe a 6 out of 10. Definitely way better than retail. You don't deal a lot with crazy people and really slow downtime. It's like really busy. Like the restaurant industry in general I feel like is so busy, but the sushi restaurant specific I would say is a 6 out of 10 just because it's like literally too busy. Like it's exhausting and I don't like to like work a lot, you know. This is Ruby Woo on the lips, literally the prettiest red lipstick ever, like in both the matte and the satin formula. It's one of my most favorite red lipstick shade. Okay, now I grabbed the shade Cafe Mocha. I've actually never tried this one before, but it looks like such a pretty nude color, like nude on like a beigey kind of level and not like a pinky kind of nude, I feel. Let's see if this is too light for my skin tone. I feel like we're still in my restaurant era kind of jobs. I had a few of them actually. So after the sushi restaurant, I worked at a restaurant near my university that was called Enigma, and it was like 2 bus stops away from my campus, and I was a server slash day shift leader there, and it was like one of my first like actual proper like restaurant jobs. Like it wasn't just a college restaurant like thingy like the sushi restaurant I worked at. It was like an actual like proper sit down restaurant in a neighborhood. At Enigma it was chaotic because I was working with like 2 of my friends at the time. It was always like really messy, and then like the owner of the restaurant slash our manager like didn't really care. So it was a fun job. I would rate that one an 8 out of 10. Plus the tips were good because the neighborhood the restaurant was in was like kind of bougie, and like the people that lived there were like pretty well off. So yeah, I would say that one was definitely one of the more fun ones. Okay, I feel like Cafe Mocha on the lips is like definitely less of a nude and more of like a rosy kind of like mauve color, I feel. I feel like it's definitely more on that side of thing. Like I expected it when I was looking at the tube to be like really light for my skin tone, but it actually worked out to be like very like rosy and like darker than I expected. Cafe Mocha is nice. Okay, the next lipstick that I picked is called Captive Audience. Ooh, it's like a really pretty burgundy. I don't think I've ever tried that one before either. Captive Audience. Okay, we're still in my restaurant era of jobs. So after working at Enigma by the way shut down. It's no longer a real restaurant. I swear it was real though when I worked there. So the next restaurant I worked at was a chain restaurant called Earls. This is actually an interesting story. I don't know if you guys know about the invisible string theory, which is like you meet someone, you're gonna meet them at the right time. You might have like crossed paths in the past, but like it wasn't the right time or right moment for you guys to meet. So remember this because my working experience at Earls ties into the invisible string theory of how I met my current partner. Earls is a chain restaurant. It's like kind of trendy with like younger people. Definitely a fun environment to work at. I would rate it like maybe a 8 out of 10, like similar to Enigma. Like it was really fun, a little bit exhausting because it was like more they expected you to be like all put together and perfect, even though it was like really trendy with younger people. Like you still were expected to be like super presentable and stuff, which was kind of annoying. But anyway, so I was a hostess slash server at the downtown location. My current partner used to be a chef at the same Earl's location, and we worked there at the same time for literally a week before he quit from there. But we never met at the restaurant, so like I had no idea who the chef was at the time. Like I never met the chef when I worked there. He had no idea who I was because I worked like night shifts and stuff and he was like on day shift. So we worked there at the same time. We could have definitely met if he didn't quit, but then he quit and we never met. Fast forward to 2 years later, like right before when COVID happened, so like early 2020, I met him through Bumble, the dating app. Went on a date. He actually canceled on me 3 times before we actually made it to an actual date, so I was like literally like giving up and losing hope at that point. Then we actually ended up meeting on a date and we literally fell in love and we've been together ever since. It's been like 4 years. But yeah, how crazy. Like we could have totally like met at our past workplace, but I guess it wasn't the right time at the moment, and then we met like 2 years later. Like we were at the same place at the same time, but like we just never crossed paths. So that's like the invisible string theory in a way. And Captive Audience is really pretty. I actually like this color. I did not expect to like it because I'm not really a bold lip color kind of person. I stick to my nudes a lot of the time. Super pretty. Next up we have Avant Garnet, which is a super dark like burgundy deeper red kind of color. I think I'm gonna like this. I feel like I've tried this before in their Locked Kiss formula and I ended up liking it with those ones, so I feel like I'm gonna like it a lot in this formula as well. We're over at my restaurant like working era because at that point I was like 3rd year in university and I was like I don't want to be working in the service industry anymore. I'm like so over socializing with people, putting on a fake face and all of that you have to do in the service industry. So I was like I want like a different kind of job. I want like a desk job. Like I'd be so content with that. So I got a job as a receptionist at a massage therapy place, and it was like a registered massage therapy place, so it's like insured by like public health here in Canada. And when I worked there it was like super nice because A, it was an office job, B, the only people I had to deal with were actual clients, and they weren't like rude clients by any means or anything because like those people are injured and they're here to see like registered massage therapists because of their injuries. So it was like kind of nice to talk to those people. It wasn't like exhausting or socially exhausting by any means either. It was like regular hours. However, I worked that job when I was like in the summer in between like my years at university. I was working full-time during the summer, and then when school started again I had to quit that job because they wouldn't give me part-time hours for some reason. But I would rate that 9 out of 10. Definitely better than the restaurant industry jobs and retail. So far retail is at the bottom of the chain. This is Avant Garnet on the lips. A lot brighter than I thought it would actually turn out. I thought it was going to be like a little bit darker, but super pretty. I feel like everyone's been waiting for me to try this shade in particular. We have the infamous Candy YumYum bright pink. Candy YumYum reminds me so much of Nicki Minaj's like Super Bass music video when she was wearing like the bright pink like bubblegum kind of lipstick. I feel like it's so similar to this, but maybe like lighter. I feel like MAC actually has that lipstick probably. I think it was called like bubblegum or something like that, but Candy YumYum on the lips. Okay, so after the massage therapy place case, I was trying to find another like receptionist style job that was like part-time because of my school. So I did find a place that gave me part-time hours, and it was at a physiotherapy place as a receptionist. However, I would rate that place a 3 out of 10, and we're gonna get into why. So the reason I would rate it 4 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10, is that what I said? Yeah, it was more like a 3 out of 10, is because my manager was such a Karen. She was this old lady called Mary Ann, and she would literally like steal my phone during shift and like hide it and would not tell me about it, which I think is like probably illegal because that's my personal property. Pretty sure that's illegal. And she'd be like, oh, you're just on your phone like so much, but like there was just so much downtime because it's a little physiotherapy place. Like only injured people that have booked appointments would come in, like no walk-ins or whatever. So it was like so much downtime, and she was such a micromanager that she always wanted me to be doing something like cleaning the office or like picking up the phone more often and stuff. But like I was, and like there was just not much to do in the job. Like, so why were you micromanaging me and expecting me to do all that and then steal my phone? Like that was like the max with me. Like stealing my phone and hiding it is just like, I don't know, illegal. So yeah, you see the difference. Like my previous receptionist job at the massage therapy place was like such a good job. It was a 9 out of 10. Then my other receptionist job that I thought was gonna be another like cushy like office job was like a 3 out of 10 because I had a shitty manager. Ladies and gentlemen, Candy YumYum. I literally hate this color with passion. I don't think it suits me. I think it's one of the worst colors to ever be invented. I'm not a fan, not a fan. Velvet Teddy. Velvet Teddy is one of my favorite all-time lipsticks ever, so I'm really excited to try it in this formula. It's like literally the most perfect nude lipstick to ever be created. And now going back onto my job, so after we did the whole receptionist thing for a while, I decided to work at a different kind of like establishment. So I applied for a job to be a receptionist at a law firm. So we're still in the receptionist era at this point because I was still a college student. So when I applied to be a receptionist at a law firm, I literally had no idea about anything to do with law. I was by no means trying to go to law school. I just had a minor in legal studies at university. So I was like, you know what, maybe this could be like a career path to lead to something else, you know? And like a law firm is such a good establishment. I really enjoyed dressing up for the job though. I was in like my corporate baddie kind of era, wearing like super nice like pencil skirts and like button downs and stuff. Like I was vibing, I was super into it. I feel like I need to find pictures from that era and like put them somewhere on the screen because I was a corporate baddie. That job was definitely fun, but I would rate it like a 5 out of 10 though because it was boring. It was like straight up boring. Like there was so much downtime, not much to do. It was a corporate law firm, so there wasn't much drama, there wasn't much action. The lawyers were all like so old and lame and had families, and it was just not the vibe for like a 21-year-old college student. So this is Velvet Teddy on the lips. I feel like it's definitely pulling a little bit darker because I had all the bright lipstick colors on before, but it's, I feel like the true color of Velvet Teddy without like having my lips stained from other lipsticks is definitely more on the nude side. Okay, before we continue, I feel like I literally need to go put like concealer or something on my lips because I took the lipstick off, but like my lips are so stained. Okay, I feel like this is better now. Now we have the shade Marrakesh. Marrakesh is like a cute little burnt orange kind of color, kind of brownish in a sense. I don't think I've tried this in the original formula, so super excited. Also, we're like off my receptionist job type era because now we're hitting the COVID period, and you're not gonna guess what I was working during COVID because this is very off-brand from all the jobs that I just mentioned. And mind you, I was still in university during COVID. During COVID, I got a job at the Women's Hospital as a nurse assistant. Like I was an assistant in a way where like I didn't have to have like prior knowledge in nursing by any means or like anything to do with the hospital. So yeah, it was interesting. I would rate that job though like maybe a 4 out of 10 because I had to work a lot of night shifts. I am not a night person. I am a morning person. I wake up at 6 a.m. I go to bed at 10, and that's how I like it. Working 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. is harsh, and I applaud anyone that has to do that for like their real job, like career-wise, long-term, because it's hard and it is not for me. Definitely not for me. So that's why I would rate it pretty low. However, it was really like educating, this job. Like I learned a lot about like nursing and what they did at the hospital. It was the women's hospital that was specialized in like birthing. So a lot of the people that were coming into the hospital were giving birth or getting C-sections or going into emergency surgery. So it was very insightful and educational in that term. It was also during COVID, so hospital pay was like really high. I was like making bank at that point. It was like one of my highest paying jobs out of all the jobs that I've mentioned so far, because most of the rest were like minimum wage, because I was still like in university. It wasn't like a career type of job that I was working. I don't think that this shade is flattering on me, but it might look better on other people. When I did my color analysis, they told me to stay away from like orangey shades and like really warm tone reds, and I think this is like giving that vibe, and like they're so right about that. Like I'm such a cool tone person that this literally washes me off. Now we have the shade Kind of Sexy. Now guys, I don't know if I'm gonna get to trying every single shade in this video because my lips are starting to burn and I feel like I need to give myself a break. But if I don't try them all in this video, please write down in the comments what shades you want me to try next, and I'll do another try on with the rest on TikTok or Instagram. And make sure to follow me guys on those channels so you can see the rest of these lipsticks being swatched on my lips. So now we have Kind of Sexy. It's giving nude, it's giving beige. Oh, this is like very bright nude. Back to my jobs and ranking every job I've ever worked. I feel like I've lived so many different lives because right now we're not even like halfway done with my careers. So after the hospital, COVID happening, all of that, I also graduated university during COVID, so I had like an online graduation, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, like I don't really speak to my family and I'm kind of estranged, which is another story I'm gonna get to at a later part in my YouTube journey if you're interested. But yeah, so the only people that would have come to my graduation would be like my partner. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad my graduation was online. Anyways, back to my jobs. That's when I graduated university and got my first job in like what I actually have a degree in, which is marketing. So I got a job at a marketing firm. It was during COVID, and my first marketing firm job, I would rank it as a 3 out of 10 because the company owner was very right-wing. I don't like to get into politics, but he like kind of didn't believe in COVID, and he actually made us come into the office during lockdown, which was not nice for my first like corporate life kind of work experience in a job that I actually have a degree in, which was kind of like the career path I built for myself. Yeah, so that was not so nice about it. And then like it was a startup kind of, so like the workload and like the work mentality was very like work as if your life depends on it, like your life is just your job and you do nothing else kind of thing, which was leaving me very burnt out a lot of the time, and I was just not a fan of that environment at all. Like I'm not a hustler. Like for you, if you're a hustler, that's not for me. I like to work easy kind of stuff and like stuff that I'm good at, but like in an easy way. Like I don't like to work myself to death. Like that's just not my style. I would rate that like a 2 out of 10. The company currently shut down actually. The boss was literally horrible, the company owner. So this is Kind of Sexy on the lip. For me, it's giving concealer lips. For people that are lighter than me, it's probably gonna be your perfect nude because it is nice, the formula is nice, but I think like with my skin tone it clashes. Definitely needs like a brownish kind of liner around it, and then I could make it work with that. Okay, this is the last lipstick I'm gonna try, which is in the shade Taupe. Definitely more on the brown nude side. I feel like this might pull out a little bit darker on me. It might not be as light and bright as I think. So let's try it on, and now we're at the final phase of ranking my jobs because we've reached the finale. Okay, so after that marketing agency, that was my first like corporate kind of marketing job. I worked at 3 other marketing agencies consecutively. I liked them a lot better than my first marketing agency experience because they were all remote. I was in my work from home only era, no office. The office life was not for me. I'm such a homebody that I truly enjoy working remotely. Like socializing is not really required in marketing. Working in collaboration is not really big in marketing either. I feel like it's such an independent kind of job. And like I particularly work in advertising. I don't work in the creative sides of marketing. I don't work in like social media marketing. I work more of like the back-end kind of stuff. So it's not as entertaining, but at the same time it's not as collaborative. I would rank the 3 last agencies that I worked at as a 8 out of 10. Definitely not that fun, but I truly appreciate that it's remote. Very grateful and thankful for that, and I actually enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm making use of my university degree, which is nice. But yeah, I currently work at a media / marketing agency, and that's my day job that I do full-time, and I do YouTube and social media on the side. I really want to make social media my full-time gig because I truly enjoy like doing makeup and teaching you guys how to do makeup and just like talking about my life. You know, I'm a chatty person, but like I'm also a homebody, so this is like the perfect kind of work environment for me. And like I'm a creative person, and everyone's always told me that I'm gonna be like in a creative field, and I've always wanted to be somewhat famous, like either famous from social media or famous from something else, but I see that vision for myself and I'm manifesting it. So that's where I'm gonna end up being. But for now, I still have to keep my 9 to 5 because I live in Canada and it's expensive. This is the shade Taupe on the lips. I knew that Taupe was gonna pull a little bit darker on me. It's not gonna give like true nude. But yeah, if you are darker than me, then Taupe would be a true nude for you. But nonetheless, I actually really like this shade. I feel like it could be like an everyday shade, like with some gloss. I feel like it would be like so pretty. And yeah, that was everything for today. Unfortunately, I couldn't try every single shade of them. There's like so many. I swear, like if I count them, it's probably gonna be like 25 different shades, and we maybe try like 10 of them in this video. I think it was 10. I'll count that later when I edit. But yeah, if you don't follow me on my other social media channels, Instagram and TikTok, I have the same username, Heya, it's Mar, and follow me on there to make sure that you're all caught up with my content and to keep an eye out for trying out the other shades of the MAC Maximalist lipsticks that I haven't tried in this YouTube video, because I'm 100% gonna do a try on of them in my TikTok videos or my Instagram reels or even like Instagram stories. So make sure you are following me there to stay up to date on that. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what the fuck are you doing? Subscribe right now, and I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video.